Why this spot? I'm looking at price, holding this 20 exponential moving average. Remember I talked about this level on Meta. So I'm good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys, wherever you are. This is your boy Francis. Welcome to the Trading Success Show. If this is your first time, you are welcome to this channel. Now, what we're gonna be dealing with today, we're gonna be dealing with long-term stocks. And long-term stocks, I mean large cap price and large float stocks. Now, looking at the market performance for the past couple of days has been really interesting. Starting for 1 day performance. 1 day performance, we see the financial side heading higher and close green, right? Followed by communication side as well as farms and so on and so forth, right? Also, with JP Morgan reported earnings, right? So that actually added a boost for the banking sector, which is our SLF, okay? So SLF is our ETF for the whole bank. So the basket indeed. Now, looking at JP Morgan really did good in terms of their report. And guess what happened with JP Morgan? JP Morgan actually never looked back after this gap. Okay? They just actually broke out of levels right here. Okay? They broke out of this level and then boom, we got that boom boom candle, right? But remember, this is not a recommendation to buy or to sell any stock or equity. This is for entertainment purposes only. Now, we'll come back to JP Morgan. Let's talk about the market. What I'm expecting the market to do this coming week. Looking at SPY, which is our Spider S&P 500 ETF, we're looking at price revisiting the 416, the 415 area. We got to that spot and guess what? We couldn't break right through. Okay, because of the resistance looking back. Okay, looking around this area, that is our resistance, right? And now we got to that spot, we just couldn't break through. Even looking at it on Friday, we just don't have that volume. But however, I don't like the fact that we have this doji here, okay, which is an indecision. Why indecision? Because the buyers coming in and the sellers coming in and they are just meeting right there. So the buyers is equal to the seller, and that is why how this doji candle was created. Now, on the upside, it signifies reversal, meaning we're pulling back down, right? But guess what? This market is so crazy that we got the banks reporting as well. JP Morgan just did, right? So now I will be looking for the financial to actually prop this market beyond this 415 area to 416, 420 spot. Okay? If for any reason the market pull back, we're going to be looking at this trend right here. This is going to be our trend support. So that will leave us with 410, 409 area. So that is going to act as our support for now, immediate support. So keep an eye out on the market and what we're expecting the market. Looking at it again on a different view, different angle. We're also looking at price breaking through this downtrend. We broke through, couldn't sustain it, and then all of a sudden we actually pull back into that creation of the doji. Now I digress. The market, according to CNBC, right, we got this week really packed. Why? Stocks are coming off of a winning day on the Wall Street. On Thursday, the Nasdaq Composite actually gained nearly 2%. While the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones Industrial Average finishes up 1.3 and 1.1 higher respectively, right? Now, we'll also have the big banks, the big boys are actually reporting, right? We already got JP Morgan Chase out of the way, Wells Fargo coming in, Citi is also coming in, what have you, BlackRock coming in, PNC coming in. So we'll see if the market will get rewarded for this beautiful action coming in the market. So keep an eye out, trade cautiously, trade position, and remember, the long term is always the best option. And looking at the market performance, yes, we have the banking sector, the financials, they did good. And guess what? Looking at 1 month, look at how beautiful this chart looks, right? We are green across board. So that's to tell me, if you had invested in the market, couple of months ago, guess what? You're doing good. Or even 1 month. 1 month, this is 1 month performance, and we're really green across board. Okay? Google is up 10.28%. Metaverse, aka Facebook, is up 12%, with Amazon with a whopping 6.56%. Not to add, we got Exxon at 14.2%. Okay, so looking at 1 month's performance has been really good in terms of where your money is going, right? So now let's get back into the stock. The first stock here I'm going to talk about is going to be DKNG. Why DKNG? DKNG has a beautiful, the $20 will come in easily once this downtrend breaks. However, if you look at this trade, we're really holding this 50 exponential moving average area as a beautiful support. So anytime price pull back to this spot, I will be picking up additional shares in anticipation of the move higher, because now we're creating what I call a trend. So keep an eye out on DKNG. PayC as well. PayC, we're looking at 305. That is our next spot. So keep an eye out. Once price reaches this spot, volume comes in, we'll push right into 310 or 315 on that name. Metaverse, okay? Meta, aka Facebook. We've been pushing and pushing, right? So right now we're looking at 225. 225, that is the next spot. If that area is able to obtain, if we're able to attain that spot, guess what? We're looking at 230 in the coming days. However, I'll be looking at price pulling back to the 20 exponential moving average. Next one is gonna be Nvidia. Okay, Nvidia at this point, I will be looking for price to really bounce off this spot. Why this spot? I'm looking at price, holding this 20 exponential moving average. Remember I talked about this level on Meta. So I'm looking at this level on Nvidia. If I have to pick for a short-term bounce, I will be looking at price, pulling back into the spot. And guess what is happening right now? We're having this short-term bounce on this name as well. And possibly this could run into this trend. So keep an eye out on Nvidia as well. Next is gonna be CROM. Okay, CROM is Salesforce, right? So Salesforce at this point, I'm looking at downtrend break. I talked about the 20 exponential moving average, right? That is the spot right there. That is our spot right there. And guess what? It is working at a gain. So keep an eye out on the 20 exponential moving average or the 50 exponential moving average on the longer run and longer time frame. So now I'm looking at price bouncing off this area, getting into this downtrend, possible rejection, but keep an eye out. It could also break out to retest our $200 spot on CROM. Okay, next one is going to be Tesla, right? So Tesla at this point in time, we're looking at price breaking through the 50 exponential moving average. All right, we did break through the 20 only to be rejected around that spot. Now we're looking at price inching back into that spot. If we can break 20 exponential moving average, then we're headed back into the 200 on Tesla. So keep an eye out, keep a close eye on Tesla, and I think Tesla still has room to really push. Why? Because this is an inverse head and shoulder pattern that is respecting that level at this point. And this is the head, this is the left, and this is the right side. So I'm expecting continuation on this name on Tesla. Looking at Pepsi as well. Pepsi is another long-term hold. So I'm looking at price holding the 183, 182 ish as our support. Okay, if that area does hold, we'll be expecting price to continue to push to the upside. So keep an eye out on Pepsi as the banks also report earnings. Amazon is another name. Amazon look interesting, looks beautiful. I love this chart. Why? It's because looking at this area, we've always rejected that spot. Though we tried to get into that 200 moving average, but couldn't sustain it and we pulled back down, right? Now we made an attempt, still couldn't push through. Now we're trying again after price held the 20 and 50 exponential moving average. Next spot is gonna be 106, 107 on Amazon. AMC, just don't even think about AMC, but however, you know, 575, $5, that is going to be our resistance and our support on AMC. I don't like that stock too much. So GME as well, we're looking at price pulling back to fill this gap. That is the next level if our 20 and 50 exponential moving average breaks, right? So keep an eye out on that. Also, we're looking at AMD. AMD right now, we're looking at critical, very important level. Price just failed the 20 exponential moving average. The next spot for support is going to be $90 or $89. Okay, we can still inch a little bit lower into the 50 exponential moving average, but for now, $90 is going to act as a support in anticipation for the price move back into this trend again to retest it the 4th, 5th time. Okay, so keep an eye out on that as well. Microsoft, why Microsoft? Microsoft has been pushing and pushing and pushing to the upside, but guess what? We're that close to $300 per share on this name. But remember, okay, the market maker knows what is going on. They will really shake a lot of hands off this trade. So, you know, if you're for the long term, just hold on to it. You know, this is not a recommendation, but, you know, hold on to it, take some profit off the table and hold the rest and see how price can push right into, you know, $300. Next is going to be TSM. TSM at this point in time, I'm looking at price really coming back into 87.20, and price actually came into this spot. Next is going to be $85 as per support. If we can support 85, then we should be good on this name. However, resistance is going to be 89 or $90 on that name. RIVN as well. RIVN, we're looking at RIVN Automotive, right? So price right now, I think I'll be expecting price back into the $13. If it does come, then, you know, it's a good spot to also pick up for the long term. Next stock is gonna be Roblox, RBLX. RBLX, we're looking at $44.50 as our support. A $45 fail. If it does fail, the next spot is going to be $44.50, or even $44 even on that name. However, you know, the trend is to the upside, so I'll be expecting some reaction here as we continue to see the market doing good. Guys, the remaining chart, I'm going to post them up on my Twitter and StockTwig account. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for your time. Peace and love, guys. Bye bye.